new Napa store, not the Ford dealership. It's a former Ford dealership, a place that we're remodeling uh, to put our new Napa store. Got a little bit of lunchtime time on my hands, so I'm gonna jump in here, see if I can chat with a few people and see what can happen. See what's going on with everybody's Monday, and see if you're as busy as I am. I've got a lot of things going on. I've got a lot of trucks that we had issues over the weekend with. Trucks I'm gonna have to deal with. Excuse me. Deal with right now. We've got several we're servicing this morning, and we've got. Well, hello, Farmall. Hey, Chris. How are you doing? Now I have to remember that Chris Farmall. I'm gonna put you up here as a moderator too, and so I can see you when you come in. I hope everybody's doing well this Monday morning. It's lunchtime here on the East Coast where I'm at, and I hope. Oh, okay, great. All right, I got you in there now. I can see you as a blue tool guy, and we got to use these Napa blue tools. Got my Napa blue colors. I like blue. I've got a nice new blue floor out here that we've put in our Napa store, and we hope that we can get more work done. We've got some cabinets we're having powder coated, some display cases that we're having powder coated. Today I've got to work on trying to get us a auger and everything so we can put the metal post. I've got to get the metal post to go in front of my building. You got a Napa hat. You notice this is a Napa racing hat. I got this one. Got let's see. I can't remember. Okay, this is one Chevy. So this is a Chase Elliott hat here. I've got a Ron Capps hat too, and a Chase Elliott hat. This is what I've got. We were at a corporate meeting at Hendrick Motorsports. Fortunately, with me living in the Charlotte area, we have with Napa. They have their meetings, our corporate meetings at Hendrick Motorsports down there next to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And a lot of times we get the swag or the hats or the souvenirs from them at a meeting, which is pretty neat. And I like going to them, and they feed us well. They put on a spread. Hendrick Motorsports is, if you've ever had the opportunity to go there, it's pretty neat. It is one heck of a organization down there. I mean, they've got a nice spread, and it's open to the public too. You can go down there and go in their souvenir shop and pick up some nice souvenirs if you like NASCAR. But it's very, very, very impressive. I mean, it's the grounds are immaculate. We usually have our meetings in the Papa Joe Hendrick building, which is dedicated to Rick Hendrick's father, and that building is adjacent to the practice facility. Yeah, Chris Richards, changed his channel name to Outcast Projects. Yeah, he's Chris Richards, the daredevil of the Midwest. I think Chris is something else. But anyway, we enjoy going down there for those. We enjoy going down there for those meetings and everything, and pretty interesting. And an interesting facility. So if you ever get a chance to come to the Charlotte area, always check out some of those speed shops. They really have it's an entertaining place. So if you're into that, I mean, that's you got to like motorsports, of course. Of course, I'm a old gearhead, I guess. I like stuff like that. I go way back when it comes into the motorsports things. And also, one of my partners that I have working for me, he and his wife are working with us, and they're going to be my retirement plan one of these days, as I tell them, because they're going to come in and they're probably going to we're going to eventually sell them the rest of our business on our trucking end when I get ready to migrate away from the trucking end. It may take a while because I'm kind of entrenched in it, but they want to get more involved with that. And Landon is the gas man for the 24 car on the Ed Hendrick Motorsports. So that's my connection to NASCAR, I guess you might say, because Landon he's a good kid. I say kid. He's not a kid. He's 6'7", weighs about 295. Former lineman for Clemson University. So he's a big boy. He's a big guy, and that's the reason he's a big, strong gas man. But he works with us along with his wife. His wife is a former volleyball player at Clemson, and she is also a nice, tall person. My wife and I look very vertically challenged when we're around them because she's like 6'1". He's 6'7". I'm 5'10" when I stretch. I'm getting older, so I'm not 5'10" as much as I used to be. And my wife is 5'2". She says, I think she's 5'1", but we look very short compared to them. When they come in, they tower up above us. But they're a young couple, and they're hopefully going to take over our business. And one of these days, right now like I said, we're blending them in. We're selling them some of the runs, and we're merging our companies together. He actually has some Amazon runs like I do. I've had a couple of runs with Amazon. He's got runs with Amazon. And then he's wanting to get into the FedEx side of the trucking business. So that's where we're helping them out with that. And hopefully it'll be a entertaining situation if people want to see what we're doing with that. From time to time, I'll have stuff or things that I'll be doing near the track. Sometimes I'll do just trucking things. Most of my work and most of my things I'm involved with are just trucking. And then our Napa store I bought a Napa store about coming up close to a year now. I've owned this store, and we're taking it out of the old store that it was in, and we bought this Ford dealership, and we're remodeling it. It was an older Ford dealership that had changed. It hasn't been a Ford dealership in 30 years, 25, 30 years, but it's a great building. It's a great building. We've been able to get it. We're putting the money into it to remodel it, update it, bring it back up to what its potential is, and which it has a great potential. There's a lot of factors and reason I've done that. I was going to build a brand new building on the land that I already own, but today's restrictions and today's regulations that you've got, I'm way better grandfathering in on this older building than I am building new, because and I got a lot of good features with this. I got a parking lot that's about probably 2 or 3 acres of paved parking. I had to recently pave over some of this. I'll have to show you sometime. I think I shot some video of it. We paved the parking lot, part of it, not all of it. Couldn't afford all of it. But we've done that. Like I said, we've stripped all the tile and carpet and everything on the inside of this dealership in the showroom. And we've come back and done the epoxy floor. So we cleaned up the cement, had it diamond grind. They got a diamond grinder in here and cleaned it and leveled it and painted it back with that epoxy paint. and it looks really good. Looks really good. We've taken the showroom and and enclosed it with metal as opposed to the glass. It was all total glass, and we've done that, and it's uh, you know, different. It looks got a different look to it. I had to shoot you some videos. You had to. I've got some of the older videos. You can see some of that. I've got some walkthroughs of what the building looks like, and we had to paint the roof and a lot of different things like that. So that's what I've been involved with for the pretty hot and heavy for the past. Oh gosh, started on this in late April, middle of April. Middle of April, 1st of May, 1st of May probably. That's when I first started doing the remodel and getting moved in, closed on the building. We put a new heat and air conditioning unit in it. A lot of money. Put all new garage doors on the. We put all new garage doors on the outside, on the front. Hey, Sarge, I'm doing good. How are you doing? I'm trying to get a few in here and chit chat a little bit here at lunchtime. Well, lunchtime where I'm at now it depends on where you're at. Or as a guy I used to work with used to say, it's lunchtime or 12 o'clock, depending on if you have money or not. So if you've got money, then it may be lunchtime. If you don't have any money, it's just 12 o'clock. So that's what we're doing today. That's what I'm trying to do, and just sitting around in my makeshift office right here. This is going to be my office when I get everything going good, and you guys can appreciate this. The main reason. Now this is the smaller office. It's not as large as the one I have on the other side of the building, but I didn't want large. This one has a convenience. I don't know if you can see it right there. I got the door open. That's a bathroom. And at my age, an office with a bathroom, whew, well, that's a plus. I got the bathroom with a sink. That's all I need. And then I have a closet over here. We're going to put some hardware and some computer things over there. And then it's fairly small office. It's probably a 10 by 12 or something like that. I don't know. Or 12 by 12. Not very large. I got my good old recliner. I got to have a man of my age needs a good recliner / bed, whatever. All right, Sarge. Well, you get back on what you're doing. It sounds like you're busy. I'm gonna have to stop in just a few minutes myself, but I like getting in here and chatting, and I've got pretty good Wi-Fi. I hope my signal's good here in the building. Able to just flip on I got an iMac. I got a 27-inch iMac here, and it seems to have a decent camera, and hopefully the signal's good. You guys can give me a thumbs up or thumbs down or whatever on my signal, and hopefully. Thank goodness, I'm glad. But some of the live feeds that I've had, especially when I'm out in the field, if I'm just out driving or whatever, I know they're kind of sketchy. I've actually taken a couple down that looked so bad that the signal was really bad, so I've taken them down. But I try to keep up that. I don't have a lot of times to edit. I wish I had more time to edit. I'm gonna try to get some if I can get some software. Hey, Brian, how are you doing? But I'd like to get some software that I can do quickly. And I'm using iMovie, I believe it is. Yeah, I've got that. And of course, I've got some of the more powerful ones too, but they're really complicated. Now, I'm going to try to get me some templates. Hey, Brian, you're doing pretty good. I had yogurt. I had some yogurt for lunch. I had a yogurt and a banana. But Yeah, okay. I try to keep a decent looking video out there, but yeah, if they look too crappy, if I don't even like the looks at them, I'll take them down. I don't want to insult people and insult their time thinking it's a good video to watch. Uh, and you know, I've got to take a light at my age and my size. I've been trying to lose some weight. The doctor tells me, you need to lose weight, exercise more, lose weight. I know everybody's heard that. And of course, at my age, I've got to do that. Um, I told you guys, I'm one of the old guys out here. I'm 67. I'm 67. I know I look pretty for 67, but yeah, I'm one of the old guys here out on the channel. If you can see, I didn't shave this morning. I got my beard's about totally gray. So, I try to enjoy myself and then try to stay healthy as I can. Knock on wood. I'm a non-smoker, non-drinker, and have kept relatively healthy. As you get older, uh, your old knees start wearing out and things like that. So I'm trying to keep away from doing like. Yep, it is a mindset, Sarge. It is. You've got to have. You got to be positive about it. Everything's like that. I mean, I want to be positive about everything that I do. Uh, yeah, and losing weight does help with the joints too, and that's one of the things that I'm trying to do. And so far so good. I'm getting out with my wife has always been pretty well fit and trim. I wish I could stay relatively slim like she does. Now she doesn't think every woman. I don't care if they're 90 pounds, they think they're too heavy. Uh, yep, I like bananas. I love bananas. So yeah, I'm. But I like I said, I like to uh, eat healthy as I can, and I've tried to more and more lately as eating healthy and bananas and yogurts and a lot of nuts and fruits. I like we usually get a fruit platter. It's got watermelon, cantaloupe, all that in it, and just a lot of things like that. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And nothing's tastier than an apple and a banana to me. I mean, those are delicious foods, along with being healthy too. And if you fill up on that, and you can almost, and the doctors tell you, you can eat as much of that as you want. Oh yeah, I yeah. Now when you start getting the milkshake involved with that, it gets a little bit up on that. I like a black cherry milkshake too, uh, and peanut butter. Now see the one thing, the sandwich part. That's what I've cut out. I've cut out bread. And that has been the healthiest thing for me is to cut out bread. Uh, a lot of people say, "Oh man, I just can't cut out my bread." Well, fortunately for me, I don't yearn for the bread like my wife. Now she loves bread, uh, but I've kind of kept myself. Yeah, yeah. I don't get a Melville style either. Peanut butter and jelly and I think Elvis made it too unhealthy. Put bacon and peanut butter and jelly and deep fried it or what. I mean, he had everything. Yeah, he took peanut butter to the extreme. but yeah, no, I wish I could eat. I wish I could eat corn. I love cornbread. I was raised when I was young. I was raised on cornbread and milk. We had that for supper, I believe, every night. It seemed like, I mean, it was a pretty normal staple in our house. I have three brothers, so we grew up on a farm right outside of our hometown here in Cherryville. So I was raised on a farm, enjoyed uh, living on a farm, and everything that you learn from being a farmer. And I've tried to, I guess, the one thing I do think about it, a farming mentality is a good mentality for you to have uh, in life in general, because you think about it, a farmer is self-sufficient on just about everything he does. And if you're raised in that environment, I think you're a smarter and more well-rounded person than a lot of other environments that you could be raised in. So being raised on a farm, I think, is a plus, unless it's done wrong or something. But I know that when we came up, uh, I used to have to before I went to school every day. My job was to slop the hogs. So I'd slop the hogs and got picked up the eggs from the chickens, and then my brother, just older than me, he milked the cows. I would milk occasionally. I didn't like milking cows, and yes, we can milk that way. We had to milk that way. We didn't have any milkers, so yeah, I milked the old fashioned way, and I learned grabbing those tits real early. So, or teats, so, some would say that, but anyway, I think once you are raised in that type of environment, it's a great environment to be raised with. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. There's certain things. I will tell you this: I don't raise a garden. I told my wife one time. I said, I don't know. It was one of the things that I did. I know how to do, but I don't want to do, because I didn't have the love for it like my dad did. My dad loved it, but my dad also had 4 indentured slaves. I guess not really that slaves, but you know what I mean. He had 4 sons that he could assign to do work every single day. So every summer of my life until I was 18 years old, yeah, I think it does. Farming teaches you a good responsibility. I think it's the people that have. I mean, it doesn't have to be a large farm. Our farm was not a large farm. We had about 50 acres, and so it wasn't a large farm, but we were very self-sufficient, you might say. And when you think back about it, like I said, I'm a child. I'm a baby boomer. I'm a child that was born in the 50s, raised in primarily the 60s, graduated high school in the 60s. And, that's my era that I was raised in. And times were tougher then. My dad, of course, had tougher times than that. He was, my dad was a World War II veteran, fought in the Battle of the Bulge, somebody I'm really proud of. And he's like so many that came back from the war in World War II, came back, started a family, and then the baby boomers, and because there were so many people coming back and starting families at that time, I guess that's why we got the boomer, because it was boom. A large amount of young people were born in that time, and it was a great time to live. I can say this when I look back about it, and I look at all the different eras, whether it's modern today and everything that we had and what we have now and what we've been adapted to. Yes, I'm very proud. I'll have to show you a picture sometime. My dad fought in the 82nd Airborne. He in the Battle of the Bulge. He almost lost a couple of toes by being frostbit over there, and I'm very proud of him. I got some nice pictures of him. He was also, I will tell you this is my brag part. He was one of it wasn't President, it was General Eisenhower. He was one of General Eisenhower's honor guards. So he was in the honor guard along with being in the 82nd Airborne. So, I think I'm really proud of that. And yeah, I'll have to put some photos up of that. Dad did a real good service thing, and some of my brothers have some of the war pictures I don't have as many of those. I've got pictures of him in his uniform. I got him. I got a picture, and I think I have a picture where they were doing a. They actually did a demonstration in Berlin, or was it Switzerland? I can't remember. Anyway, they were on a football field, and they were doing the all the honor guards, and the 82nd Airborne was doing like a demonstration thing. I have some pictures of that. But my dad, like so many, and if you'll know this from reading, like somebody from Tom Brokaw talks about, most of the people that were served in World War II, or as he called it, the greatest generation, and I agree with him on this. They came back from the war and they never talked about what happened or anything. My dad never really opened up to it unless we questioned him on that. And well, yeah, I probably do. Probably should put some on the background here. But Dad was one of those type. He didn't brag about his service. And one time I remember as a young kid, I asked him, I said, Dad, were you a hero? And he said, no, we buried our heroes. And he firmly believed that. And he never considered him that, but he did. He had a Purple Heart, Silver Star, and what else was it? There was my dad. I knew none of the medals that Dad had. Knew of none of them whatsoever. And Mom kept all the stuff in a sort of a safe thing. And then after my dad passed away in '89, we all got together and we looked at some of the stuff. And I was blown away at what my dad received as a staff sergeant in World War II. He never told us about any of it, none whatsoever. I mean, I lived my, half my adult life before I ever found out what Dad had. He didn't find out until after he passed away, and it brought tears to my eyes just knowing that. But that's the type guys that there's hundreds of thousands of guys like that, millions of guys, I guess, that were like that in World War II. So we're lucky that we had those type people to serve the country. And I'm proud that my father was one of them. Well, guys, I'm going to get off. I know that y'all are probably eating lunch and everything else. I've enjoyed, I'm Sergeant Seal. I tell you what, I have nothing but praise for anybody in the military. I have, before I get off, I'll have to brag one more time. I've been able to go to Washington, D.C. twice. I have two nephews. One of them was a colonel, and the other one was a lieutenant colonel, I believe, that they retired. Nice chatting with you. But yeah, I was able to go to Washington, D.C. and see both of those on their retirement, which was great, and all that sort of stuff, and got to get to the what am I going to say, the Pentagon. Oh yeah, one of them was done in the Pentagon. So it was great. Well, guys, I will get off. I'll talk to you later. See you around. Enjoy the rest of the day. See ya.